Good morning everyone! We are still in Misool in this beautiful anchorage and
called Balbalo.
Called Balbalo.
Balbalo.
Balbalo. And we're gonna go up over there somewhere to see the view from the top. So I took my out of age shoes to walk in the rocks because here it's everything sharp. And yeah, we're gonna see what is up there.
Let's go. It's your favourite part, huh?
Yeah, I love that.
Where the spiders live.
No, don't like that at all.
This is such an amazing spot. It's just mind-blowing. And it's super quiet and still up here today. Hardly a ripple out there in the ocean. But yeah, so down here we've got Schiehallion parked in this perfect little lagoon. Amazing coral and cliffs all around. Turn around here past Marie. And you've got the big ocean out there, and that's the southern group of islands in the Misool area.
Over meadows, inside sprung grass, lungs breathing in the darkness. Love down low, scattered in the gravel.
What have we found here?
Some leather. So we can imagine that there's something after it, probably a lake or a point of view, a bird, things.
This ladder looks a bit broken.
Yeah, a bit. I'm gonna hope we're gonna not fall.
We're gonna follow the ladder.
Yeah, following the ladder. But I have only one shoe, that's gonna be hard. As you can see, the first ladder is in the water and broke under me. So it's not really useful. It's just a sign to say there's something, but we can't really rely on this ladder.
Shit on, catch some bees.
So, oh, you're already bleeding.
I already cut my foot open, yeah.
Oh, should have shoes.
Whew, such is the life of an adventurer. Let's go.
That's quite a mission. Back to Rajampat. All these crazy rocks, holding on nothing, all falling. Pfft. Forgot about that. It's always a mission to walk on land in this part of Indonesia. But the landscapes are worth it. Look at this color. This little blue lake, the clarity. Oh, just crazy. It's so quiet. Can't believe it.
No, it doesn't look like there's any
jellyfish? No, there's some fish.
Crazy looking, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't see any spiders?
Well, I'm using the GoPro as a pole against the spiders. That's my technique.
How crazy is this place?
Super crazy.
Wow. Let's jump in.
You hear that?
I mean, you can just jump in, but getting out's going to be tricky. Oh, it's so cool finding places like this. This is what the whole thing's about, really. Everything's sharp and stabby here. I've cut my foot, I've cut my finger, and look at these rocks we have to climb down. pretty gnarly. And you sort of, you know, well, you guys know us, we definitely don't really think too much about it, we just go for it. But if you sort of think we're about 20 hours in our boat, 20 hours from the nearest anywhere, doctor or hospital or internet even, sort of makes you think twice, like, shit, is it worth the risk? But after thinking twice, then you go, yeah, it's worth the risk. Definitely. All right, let's check it out.
Feels like an Enjoi, soaked in luxury, a leopard in a hurry. Where's the waterfall, the source of it all? Where's the essence of me? Find the strength in my shortcomings. Lies on the side. Come on, won't spend money I tried, but no figments are forthcoming. Slowly, holy slow. Figments are forthcoming. In my name, gently realign. In my name, figments are forthcoming. In my name, now I let go. Find the strength in my shortcomings. Lies on the side. Come on, won't spend money I tried, but no figments are forthcoming. Slowly, holy slow.
Basically in a circle here, and then the jungle just goes vertical on all sides, so you can just see sort of a tube up to the sky. Pretty crazy. There's nothing really alive in here. I mean, there's lots of coral, but some small fish, but I'm guessing there must be really porous rock because it's salt water. Ooh, oh really? Is that what you've got to say? Talkative birds. There must be porous rock that comes in from the ocean, but pretty incredible to find this. Oh, what an incredible place, huh?
Crazy to have this kind of private swimming pool just for us.
Yeah, look at this blue water. Yeah, this is a real special thing to find. And it's not written in any guest books or tour guides or anything. There is none of that stuff for down here in Misool. Obviously we found the ladders that the locals make, and I guess
Some of the locals are coming.
Yeah, some of the locals, or maybe some tourists that stay in the homestays of the locals, they get brought here, but definitely not visited very often. Pretty special, feel pretty privileged to come here.
Somewhere.
You got it? Wow, what an adventure. So cool. Been pretty hungry though. We'll get some lunch soon, huh? So on the way back to the boat to get some lunch, we spotted this amazing wall and then a cave that I could dive into. The water was incredibly clear right there, but in general on our trip down to Misool this time, the water was quite green, and I think it was very seasonal. There'd been a lot of rain and storms in the area, and I think this had churned up the water a fair bit. But this particular patch was amazing, as you can see, and we really enjoyed you know, just that feeling of flying in space when the water's that clear, 20-30 meters visibility, a lot of fish, a couple of sharks. It was really, really cool. And then, yeah, when we decided to get back to the boat, we pulled up the anchor and headed to a different spot. Got a little fish. It's a little mackerel. That's awesome. It's not tiny, but it's a good eating size.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hello.
Be careful. Oh, it's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's not so small.
Hello, little fella. No, that's a really good one. Just what we wanted. It's just the size we wanted for dinner. Oh,
Yeah.
for the next few dinners.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of meat with this one.
Awesome. Right, guys, we're just looking for a new anchorage here. We left the other place, Balbalo, this morning, and it's only been about 6-7 miles down here. And we're looking for the famous jellyfish lake, and I think we've found it. There's a sign over there, and there's a couple of spots highlighted on the navionics chart. So we're just looking for a place to anchor right now. I think the spot looks good. Surrounded by these cast towers, and it's about between 16 and 20 meters around this whole zone. We don't have a fish finder or we just have a depth sounder on board. We can't see the bottom contours, and because we don't want to anchor here in coral, I'm just going to jump in quickly and have a look. It's 17-18 meters, and the color of the water would make it look like it's a sand bottom, but from the edges we can see coral going down, and we don't want to drop our anchor on top of coral for sure. So I mean, for two reasons: we don't want to destroy the coral, obviously, and also don't want to get our anchor caught in anything. That was good. It's all perfect sand down there, so we'll drop the anchor here.
Here we are 18.
18? Alright, perfect. Alright, I'll chuck the anchor and we'll see how we go. Alright, reverse a little bit. Look at this zone, it's just incredible. Alright, slow down.
So even if the bottom was actually not coral, it seems it was a tiny bit of sand just on top of rocks, so the anchor was not grabbing on it. So we decided to find another place, and in front of where we were there's a tiny bay, like a tiny hook like this, and we are planning to do as we did before, like Vernon just put a rope here. He's actually starting a second one here, and we're gonna attach ourselves just in between. It's a quite nice place, and at least this whole big island gonna protect us in case there's any squall in the night or in the days, because the weather since we came here is not really peaceful. We can't say we have a lot of wind, but it's not really stable. Right now it's a bit raining, and I think it's gonna probably be a bit stormy in the afternoon, so that's quite good to be a bit protected. Looks good?
Yeah, I think we're pretty prepared. Let's get the boat in there now, and I got the bow line around a rock and the stern line around a rock, and one rope prepared on a fender. We'll get the boat in there now and tie them all together. Looks like it's just about to start raining, so
yeah,
good timing.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, all tied up, front and back. Yeah, beautiful little spot. I don't know what depth. Oh, it's in 14 meters. Yeah, we've only got probably 20 meters each side of the boat. Pretty secure here in our little cove. And yeah, the lake where we want to go and visit is just right over there, and beautiful. Well, we're going to sort everything out, make sure everything's ship shape, and
cooling down. Try to guess the temperature with my face full of sweat. It's
Okay.
super heavy.
You've got a big sweat moustache.
Yeah.
Show. So amazing we can have anchorages like this where we're just sort of surrounded by beautiful coral. I really like tying onto rocks and that because you're really close. You could never anchor this close to something because you're swinging around. Yeah, we couldn't anchor over the other side. It was a bit, it wasn't very good. The patch that I saw when I dived down, it was looking good, but there must have been other, well, I think maybe it was just sand on top of a rock. The anchor didn't dig in and it was just skipping along and didn't really feel very safe. I would have had to put out a lot of scope, but there wasn't really enough room to put out a lot of scope. So I don't know, I go off my gut instincts a lot in general with sailing off the boat and especially anchoring. And the gut instincts just were, this is not the right spot. We didn't, like, it would have been fine just to get in the dinghy and go to the jellyfish lake and not stay there the night, but we need to stay somewhere tonight and that just didn't feel like that. And I think that's a pretty good, I need to go and close the windows now. I think that's a pretty good thing for any of you out there. I'm sure to put away books. Any of you out there as well, like, you can be taught stuff, there's obviously, you look at maps and blah blah blah, but the gut instinct, I mean, once you've got some experience, obviously, the gut instinct it's something you really need to listen to, but also in life in general, like what to say to girls. That was always something to me, like, well, it's normally going on in the back of your head what you should say, so you just say it. And when dealing with people and when making deals and all that sort of stuff, the gut instinct normally guides you pretty well. It's just a lot of times we tell ourselves to doubt it or don't believe it or just ignore it completely, but mostly it's right. When it comes to sailing and anchoring and things like that, I really trust my gut instinct. No, not just that obviously, but looking at the surroundings, and over there just didn't feel right. This feels way better and way more, it's just a bit like, yeah, and now, yes, so we're good.
So now we're gonna go to the jellyfish lake. I'm a bit anxious about it because they are nice jellyfish, they're not burning, but there are a lot apparently in. I hope they are still there and COVID didn't kill all of them. So that's the new adventure.
But for that, guys, you'll have to wait for next week. We've got, I think this video is probably long enough, and we've still got a few adventures here in Misool, so we'll bring that all to you next week. Thanks to patrons, guys are awesome. Continued support is very, very valuable and appreciated. Really amazing to talk to you guys each week. Obviously, on the Signal chat as well, getting you guys the early updates of what we're doing and everything. As well, PayPal, never forget you guys. Really cool that you're just dropping some love on there every now and again. We'll see you back here next week, next Tuesday. We'll be somewhere down the line by then, but we look forward to showing you whatever we're doing. So yeah, bye-bye for now.
I am in. Bye-bye, sorry.